Hi everybody, my name is Blanche Ramahanedza and I'll be presenting to you the role of a stockbroker. And these are the contents, which is everything that we're going to go through today. And if we look at that, as an investor, or every investor, what they do is that when you put down your money, you're always expecting a return, and that is the only drive that makes an investor to put the money down, because you're expecting something in return. And the general rule about investment is that the higher the risk, the higher the return. And we also have 4 different types of asset classes that you can actually invest in. We've got the cash, which is the traditional rule, which is what everybody else has done and does know. We put the money in the bank and we get the little interest. If you're lucky, you get 4 or 5% per annum. There's no risk associated with that. And when you sleep better, but you only get 4%. The problem with that is that you get inflation that might be even above the return that you get from the bank. Then the purchasing power of your money gets depleted. So yes, you can put your money in the bank, but it's not a good idea because of the return and the inflation that is going to erode that little return. That then your real return at the end of the day gets reduced. Now you can also put your money in the bonds. Bonds will probably yield you a better return than what you get when you put your money in cash. There's little risk involved there, but it's not as bad as when you go to the third asset class, which is your listed property. There is also a bit of risk there, but you get a better return than bonds and also from cash. Then we go to the best investment, if I may put it that way, and the reason why I'm saying that is that historical data shows us that you get the most return when you put your money in shares or equities. And this is why we are here today. We're going to concentrate more on buying shares and more on understanding how a share and how a stockbroker can help you to buy shares and build wealth for yourself. Now, this is just to show you for the past 10 years what the stock market has done or what different asset classes has yielded. As I've already said, cash, if you put your money in cash for 10 years ago, today you'll have just above 100%, which is about 95% return. But when you put it in bonds or in bonds, which is we're using the Absa House Price Index, you're just going to have above 117 return. But when you put it in bonds, it's 134. But when you go to shares, you can see how far your money has grown, about at least 458 points, which is a lot of money versus where you've put it in cash. So when you put your money in shares, it grew 4 times more than when you had it in cash. So you're safer with your money in shares than anywhere else. And also, this is just the same. This is just showing you the bar, which is the same as the previous slide. Now, maybe you may ask me a question and say, why must I invest in shares? And I'll give you more than just one reason why you should. And the first one is what we've already talked about, that it yields the most return. The second one is the dividends. And when you buy a share, automatically you become a shareholder. And when you are a shareholder, the way that shareholder gets money and through the companies they invested in is through what we call dividends. The board of directors will declare dividends and you will get paid your money for just holding that share. And the third one will be capital gain. Capital gain, what it precisely means is that when you buy a share for 10 Rand and it goes up to 20 Rand, the 10 Rand markup there is called a capital gain. And that's another way why you should buy a share for yourself today. There's also what we call diversification. Diversification is the best way to minimize your risk. What happens is that instead of buying Sasol alone, you don't buy Sasol, but we buy you in different sectors. And Ralph has already talked about Cetrix 40 and all those things. They're the best example of diversification because you've got a basket, but in that basket is more than one share. Top 40 means it's one share, but inside that basket, there's 40 other shares in there. We buy you different sectors, and that way we have minimized the risk that you may encounter, unlike when you're buying one share. If you buy Cecil and it goes down, the problem is that when your money is only in Cecil, that means all of your money is gone down. However, if you buy Cecil and you buy ShopRite and you buy MT and you have 3 different shares, and then if the other goes up, it will obviously offset the one that has gone down. That way your portfolio, it is balanced, and that's what you must do. And the other reason is capital gain tax. Capital gain tax only kicks in when you sell a share. So you can control when you want to actually pay that tax or not. And also by delaying selling and the share, it can actually double the performance of your portfolio, because if you're not selling and you keep the money there, you're not giving any money to SARS, but your portfolio, if the share goes up, your share portfolio will also grow. And the other thing is flexibility. Flexibility, it talks in the terms of if you've got an investment strategy where your target is to grow your income, then you tell yourself, I want to grow my income. The best way to grow your income is to buy a share that pays off a high dividend. You look at a share like Cecil, because you know it pays you a high dividend, then you put your money in a share like Cecil. And also you look at what we call preference shares. A preference share doesn't give you the right to vote when you have an ordinary share, but it gives you more income through dividends. So you target shares like those, and that helps you as far as your strategy investment is concerned. Another thing is what we call liquidity. Liquidity is the ability to change your share into money quickly. And we know that when you buy a share or when you sell a share, all it takes is T+5 according to JSE rule. That means in 5 days, in 5 working days, the money will be in your account. Here, what I mean is that you've got the Cecil share. It costs 500. And for you to get that 500 in the bank, we must first sell the share. And in 5 working days, you'll have that money in your bank. That is quick and easy. And the last thing that I'm going to talk about, which is the reason why you must invest in a share, is what we call availability of information. The transparency is all that. When you switch on your TV, when you read the newspaper, you've got the information. You know what ShopRite has closed at yesterday. If you read your newspapers, you know what I'm talking about. So you know exactly what you're getting yourself into, because the information is available to everyone. The next slide, I'm going to talk about the guidelines and the process, how you start an investment club. If you come to me today and you say, Blanche, we've got money, but we don't even have an investment club, but we want to start one, we will help you. But if you've got an investment club that you have already started, it's not a problem. You can also come. But those that even haven't started, I'm saying to you, a group of 5, a group of 10, come through. We will help you. We will give you a template. That template of a constitution. A constitution, normally it's got the information or the terms and the conditions of the club. How much you're going to pay, how long you must stay, and what are your investment outcomes that you're looking to find, and things like that. Then you know exactly what you're getting yourself into. And you sign that, and you agree with those terms and conditions. So you don't have to worry. We will give you that. The second thing is what we call a resolution letter. A resolution letter is something that helps us to narrow the responsibility to one person, if I may put it that way. Because you'll find that in an investment club, you're about 10 people. Imagine if today you call me, tomorrow the next person call me, say do this, the other one says do that. There's confusion at the end of the day. However, when you've got the resolution letter, it says we, the investment club, we only ask one person to be in charge. And I, as a stockbroker, can only take instructions from that one person. And that way we know what we're dealing with and who we're dealing with. Even you members, when you've got questions, if you don't want to come to me, you go to the person that you have elected as the person in charge of that portfolio. We also say if you don't have a bank account, we will help you open that. But when you've got it good for us, then we can start the process. But also there is what we call a mandate. A mandate is a contract between you, the Stokvel, and the stockbroker, which is me. We have terms and conditions. There's rules that we must live by, and all those information, you'll find them in a mandate. You complete it, and together with all those documents, you bring them to us, and then we will open a trading account for you. Like Ralph has already said, you cannot come and buy shares yourself directly from JSE. You have to go through a stockbroking firm to be able to do that. And now, and how, if I go further, I will explain to you what a stockbroker is. A stockbroker, it is a member of JSE. By that it means we are registered with them, and our role or our responsibility, you can call us a middleman if you want. Our role is that we can execute on your behalf. And then we will charge you what we call brokerage fee for that. And a stockbroker, they are also regulated by JSE because we deal with your money. You need to sleep well after you've given you your money. Is this person legit? Are they who they say they are? Are they going to deliver that? JSE makes sure that we abide by those rules and we comply with them. And also, what is important, me as I'm sitting right here in front of you, advising you or giving you information, I have to be what we call fit and proper. And by fit and proper, we're talking as far as my education, my qualification, my competency to be able to assist you as and when necessary. My experience will also count, but above all, I must act with integrity and honesty all the time. And my actions should be the best interest of you as a client. And maybe to say more, what we do as well, or what we will offer you is that we've got a research house. And our research, we normally produce information on shares so that you know which share it went up or down and what happened and what has caused that share to go up or down. We will also look at the economic development. And by economic development, I mean like what happened on Thursday when the new the man that is in charge of Reserve Bank now, because it's no more Jill Markets, when he was talking to us, he told us the interest rate, they were stable. He didn't change them. There's a reason why he did that. But after that, he has done that. What we will do as a research house, we will put a statement, we will write a little report for you so that you understand why the interest rate were not changed, so that you can understand that. But we also do what we call market development. And our market development, we don't do it only locally. We do it locally and we do it international. So if you get our research, you will be updated of what's going on in JSE, what's happening with Dow Jones, which is in New York, and what is also happening with all the shares in Asia and everywhere else you may think of. And we also have portfolio managers in-house. Those portfolio managers, they must make sure that they understand your risk profile as an investor. And when they know your risk profile, it makes it easy for them to buy you the appropriate shares. So that when the share goes down, you understand why. And also when the shares goes up and you're making money, you understand why. But what the portfolio manager do as well is that he identifies the risk and that are associated with your portfolio. He will measure it and he will control it, and he will give you update every now and then so that you understand why your money has gone up or why it has gone down. And then maybe I talked a lot about what we can do for you as a stockbroker, but maybe to put your mind at ease by telling you who Thebe is and where we come from and where we are at this point in time is that we as Thebe, we are a stockbroker, which means we are a provider of an intermediary service. And what we do is that we buy and sell, we execute on behalf of you as public of South Africa. But as I've already mentioned as well, we do research over and above execution. We do advise as well. That means if you want to know which share must I buy and why should I buy it, you come to us. We'll give you advice as well. And we will also do the execution, which is the buying and selling of the shares. And that in a nutshell is what our services are. Now, Thebe has got history on its own. It started in 1969. And when it started, it was founded, and the name was PLJ van Rensburg. The very same company, in 1997, it changed the name and it became PLJ Financial Services. But in 2003, a company called Thebe Investment Corporation bought PLJ van Rensburg. And they had to change the name from PLJ to something that relates to them. And they called it Thebe Securities. That happened in 2003. And then the name went on and on for years, but every now and then we will get funny phone calls of people saying, I'm a security guard and I need a job. And we get irritated, we explain to them, we're not that type of a security, but anyway, think, and somebody will also call the next day, I need to install a baklava because somebody has broken into my house. Then eventually management got fed up with all those funny statements. Then they decided to say, let's change this name to something that maybe people will not mistaken it for something else. Then Thebe Stockbroking came to buy in 2011. Hence today we are called Thebe Stockbroking. We are a fully independent service brokerage house. We also affiliate, or we are a full member of those three houses, which is JSE, which is why we're partnering with them, and we are here today. We're also a member of the Bond Market Association of South Africa, also as the Fund Managers Association of Africa. If you go to JSE website, you will also find our name there. I've already explained to you that we also have a research in-house, and basically what we do is that those are the main three research products that you can get from us. And the daily overnight report, what it basically does is that it gives you a snapshot of what happened the night before. So how much JSE or OJ has closed in, or Dow Jones, or the FTSE 100, which is at the UK. So you get all that information, and all you take is about 10-15 minutes. You read that report, then you know what happened previously as far as the market is concerned. Then we also have another thing that is called the monthly stock select. What a monthly stock select does is that it gives you all the top 40 shares that have performed on JSE for the whole month. So for now we are in October, we are in November, so very soon, in end of November, you're going to get another one called for the month of November, and it will give you everything that has happened as far as top 40 is concerned. And you will also get what we call the small to medium caps as well. So if you want to know all about it, give us your email address and we will load you and we will forward you all of that. But also over and above, we tell you which stock to buy and why we're saying it, which one to get rid of in case it is in your portfolio. And we believe that going forward, that stock is not worth holding. So you get all this information. It is a value add to you as a client. And when you use them and you execute according to what we're saying, you will probably make yourself good money at the end of the day. We also have ad hoc trade ideas, and this is just to tell you buy this, hold that, or sell it depending on where the market is and how the share is doing and the actual share or the company itself is doing. But over and above that, we've got institution companies as well, for institutional clients rather, which is like your Coros and your Momentums and companies like that. Is that what we do is that we put them in a room together with the management. Let's say if we're looking at MTN, what we'll do is that we will get management from MTN and they will tell them their strategy, where they think MTN is going for the next 3 or 5 years. And that way they get in touch with the people that are in charge and they know exactly what's happening in that company. And then it gives them comfort knowing that where they're putting their money, actually there is leadership behind it and they are jacked up and they know what they're doing. And then now, if you said you like what I've been saying and you liked what Ralph has shown you and you want to open an account, now there's 3 different types of accounts that you can open with Thebe. The first one is the one that we manage for you completely. Our portfolio manager will look after that account. What he does that you give him money, he buys and he sells as he sees fit. You don't have a say. All you do is that you give me money and you say, grow it for me, and we do that for you. You just see contract notes coming through your account because we bought and we sold for you the way we saw fit, or the way and we do that by the guidance of your risk profile because we know exactly what you're looking for and we give you exactly that. The second account that you can open is for a guy that says, I know what I'm doing, but every now and then I might call in to ask for help. We also have an account like that. You manage your account with our help every now and then. We will never execute unless you're asking us to. Executing meaning I will never buy or sell until you ask me. This is for a guy that says, I know what I'm doing and I can do it comfortably by myself, but every now and then I might call in to ask for assistance. Then we've got the third account, which is the guy that says, I've known it all, I know it all, I've been there, I even have a t-shirt to show for it. He says, just give me the platform. I give him that platform and he executes from his house. But when he executes, it doesn't come to JSE, like we already said. It comes to us and we pass it to JSE. You could be trading online, so-called online share trading. You're doing it on your own because you've got the necessary skills and information and you're comfortable with what you're doing with your money. So you trade online, but as you click, it doesn't come to JSE, it comes to me, and from me, it comes to JSE. So those are the 3 accounts. Depending on your level of understanding of the markets, then you've got an option of 3 accounts to open with us, and we give you the right mandate as well for that. And then if you still say, I'm still happy and I want to open an account, there's 4 things that I'm going to. First, I'm going to give you the right mandate depending on which account you want to open. That mandate, you complete it, you sign it. And then after that, you also give me these 4 documents. A copy of your ID, it must be certified. I'm also going to need the proof of your physical address, and it must not be older than 3 months. It must be an original. If it's not an original, it must be certified. And I'm also going to need the proof of your banking details. It can either be a cross-check or it can be just a 1-pager of your bank statement. And preferably, it must have the stamp from the bank. And I'm also going to need the income, the tax reference number. The tax reference number, it is basically your SARS number, but don't give me the number. I need it on a SARS letterhead or on your RIP5. If you give me these 4 documents together with the mandate, I will open a trading account for you. You put in money, then we start making money for you, or you watch money growing, and it's as easy as that. Another exciting thing that we do, it is a Thebe Mobi app. It is a very great tool because it's obviously when you've got a smartphone, you've got information at your fingertip. In the morning, we send you trade ideas. Click, click, click. It will tell you as it reports. You look at, oh, today they say I must buy NASPERS. You decide whether you want to act on it or not. Good idea to follow the strategy. If you go with it, you will end up making money. And I know that Lauren, which is my colleague, she's sitting right there. She has worked a lot on the Thebe app. I will actually suggest her to come forward and speak more about the app because it's the last slide as well. And after that, but I'll ask Lauren just to come quickly to speak more about the Mobi app because she's worked on that a lot.
Good afternoon, everyone. So with regards to the mobile application that we have, it's quite simple to download. And with it, you'll get, as Blanche spoke about earlier, the daily trading strategies. Now, this is based on technical analysis. And instead of you going out and learning how to do the technical analysis, what you can do is rely on us to do it for you. So it gives you a breakdown on everything that is included there. So how we come to the definition of a buy, how we come to the definition of a hold, and the definition of a sell. So you can go through it and make your decisions based on that. Then we also include the market updates. So that is anything that comes out that you need to know about for your portfolio. It also has company news, such as SENS announcements that come out with relation to the companies. This can be very, very important, such as with African Bank. The people who got that news first were able to sell out of their positions and aren't sitting with a suspended share as it stands now. Then we also have global and African market updates for our clients. We're able to see what's happening in the global markets. So what's happening overseas? What's going on over there? How's it going to affect our markets here today? And then finally, we have the financial market calendar. So you can go onto that and actually see when companies are paying dividends, what corporate actions we can expect coming from them, so that you can act timeously with that. So you can make the elections and get back to your broker on time to say, all right, with this dividend, I want to take it in the form of cash, or I want to take it in the form of shares. And you can actually have full control over your account with us.
Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.